Thank you, Pinot, for inviting me for this event, and it's really an honor for us to be here. My name is Danny Fausto. I represent a company, DVF Dairy Farm. DVF carrying my name. I'm the only guy who loves my name, so let's keep it at that. I'm also the national chairman of the Dairy Confederation of the Philippines. It's the primary cooperatives are organized into federations, and the federations into a confederation. And I'm heading that. I'm requested by Binod to share with you what we're doing in our country, for our private sector initiative. And as you can see, 1/4 of our country, of Filipinos, live below the subsistence level, meaning they cannot feed their family 3 times a day. And that's 1/4 of the population. And they survive by having some chickens, or they fish in the rivers to survive, and some vegetables at the back of their houses. And they earn about $4,200, or about $100 a month, feeding a family of 5. That's 1/4 of our population. And 1/3 of our population live below the poverty line, a poverty threshold of about $170 a month. So they're earning about an average of $4,200 or $100. And the poverty threshold is 117. Sorry, 7,000 pesos. The challenge is to bring them up above this by giving them cows or buffaloes to milk. Each, based on our experience, each animal earns for them around 7,000 pesos per month through the milk, from the milk alone, not including the offspring. And that will bring them up, including their current income from sharing or planting to other crops, to 11,000, giving them a surplus of 4,000 pesos a month. So that's now the challenge that is upon us. As a private sector, we have this scenario. We have imported in 2011, the country imported, or the Philippines imported in 2011, 1.9 billion liters. And that is about, and we consume something like 5.2 million liters a day. And the country produces a little over 40,000 liters a day. So it's, for the private sector investor, businessman, it's a gold mine for us. Because we are producing, or the country is producing, less than 1% of our requirement. And all of them are imported from other countries, specifically majority from New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. We are in need of 1 million dairy animals in the milk line, if you were to compute it to the production of 5 liters, which is inefficient, of course. But that's how in the rural communities. And we have only in the country 18,000 dairy animals, and less than half of it is in the milk line. The volume, or the value of the importation is almost $1 billion. It is the second biggest import product of the Philippines, next to wheat. So that's the status. And while 75% of our population, of our people, derive their income from agriculture, the budget, the national budget of the government, represents 2% to agriculture. And 2% of that going to agriculture is for dairy. Just enough for administrative expenses and very minimal support on technology and capability building. So the challenge now for us is how to build the herd and put this up to a much larger level and cream the market. So what we did was to encourage investment to the dairy industry. We are not trying to do this in the country because if I do that, I might be in violation of the Securities Act or the investment law of the country. So we started it in Hong Kong. We opened a company in Hong Kong and raised capital from Hong Kong, taking advantage of the 11 million overseas Filipino workers that are now remitting more than 20 billion US dollars yearly to the country, and to the increasing employment in the business process outsourcing. Likewise, expanding the middle class in our country. This money that was generated from abroad was brought in as foreign investment to a Philippine corporation and registered under the Foreign Investment Act of our country that gets incentives from taxes and all the perks. So from the money that generated from the foreign funds, mostly from the Filipinos also, we bought animals, the island-born. As you see, the country has been importing for the past decade dairy cows from New Zealand and also buffaloes from Bulgaria and Brazil. And those that were island-born, we started to buy them instead of ending up in the slaughterhouse. And these animals now were given to buffer farms or animal hotel, as we call it. It's a short time period where they feed the animals and then distributed to the smallhold farmers and also to the cooperatives. Just like it's very similar to Cambodia, the arrangement, and the milk are collected through the co-ops. And if the conglomeration of the animal density is now larger in one area, we now built a mobile dairy plant. A mobile dairy plant put up in a container van that can be moved around and be even put up in a foot of the mountain without electricity that can process specific products, dairy products for marketing. Right now, we pride ourselves to be the major supplier of buffalo dairy products in Metro Manila and neighboring cities, if not in the monopoly. And from this, the milk that was collected from our cooperative and farmer members given to the dairy plant and to the export market, we set up a marketing arm in Hong Kong, the Pacific Organic Dairy, to absorb and put up a marketing group there to absorb the product initially coming from the dairy plant and the farmers. We also are major, as I said, major supply in Metro Manila to the supermarkets, to the local markets, and we process the meat out of the male offspring produced from the cow or the buffalo. The arrangement with the cooperative is that the farmers are supposed to attend social and technical preparation. They take care of the animals and get the milk through proper hygiene and collection. The cooperatives, on the other hand, are the stewards. They provide technical and financial assistance, collection, and community development. Now, and then it's brought to the plant. The sharing arrangement is something like this. Just like what you have in Cambodia that was presented earlier. The 100%, 50% goes to the co-op farmer. The 50% of the co-op farmer, 10% goes to the cooperative. 5% of that is for administration and overhead and operation. And the 5%, it is put in a trust fund. The trust fund is used to finance and do microfinance, dividends, scholarships, and even building public schools and health centers and libraries. The 40% goes to the farmer. For every $1 that a foreign investor puts into the project, $1.20 every year goes to the community in the forms of share in the animal, share in the milk, and putting up and building up the community. The other 50% now goes to the investor. which is given as a return in terms of cash dividends of preferred shares, and about 20 to 30% return per annum. The animals are all insured. If there's anything that happened to the animal, the capital is recovered, and again, and then used to buy back and buy another animal. So in a nutshell, the sharing between the farmers and the investors is a 50-50 straight out of the offspring and the milk. And all the milk are bought by the company, by the plant, and marketed in Metro Manila and abroad. So this is, in a nutshell, what we term as sustainable local economic development. We have, because of the farmers, increase in purchasing power, there's capital buildup. They now are able to provide funding for high-value crops, other products, using dairy as the anchor, and therefore able to finance education, health, and housing, and have a decent shelter for their family and the community by building public schools and health centers and libraries. I drew up a round circle. The green circle represents a about 2 hours to 3 hours plane ride from Manila, and that already consists of the East Asia market of Hong Kong, Taiwan, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore. And the blue line, the blue circle, is a 4-hour plane ride that covers already South Korea and Japan. New Zealand is way down there, the bottom right, and it takes about 3 weeks to a month to deliver the products to the East Asia market. It will take us 2 days, even less, to reach the shore of Hong Kong. Therefore, we in the Philippines can deliver fresh milk. They cannot. And even in Australia, which we feel are almost desert, except for the south area, I think that's the advantage that we have geographically with the Philippines, and also the Philippines being certified as FFD-free, we can also export animals. We have plenty of rains. As a matter of fact, today it's raining in the Philippines. Plenty of rains and plenty of grass. A lot of trees were cut, and these trees were replaced by grass, which is a feed for our animals. We have 95 million population, 75% of that living in the countryside that provides low-cost labor. Our operation now is centered at the moment in the province of Nueva Ecija, 120 kilometers north of Manila, and we have about 16 towns that are now covered. In the next 2 years, we should be covering 5 provinces in central Luzon, and hopefully by 3 to 5 years, we'll be covering the entire country by this module. We're putting up modular molds of 500 to 1,000 heads per module as a start, and hopefully to cover the entire country in the next 5 years. We invest too much on monitoring, and we use the cell phone. We require all our farmers to text all information and status of the animal every day. And they were given a code, and they were trained to text the status of the animal. In 2 days that we don't get a text message from them, our monitoring team is at the doorstep of the farmers. So every day we know what's going on with the animals. As I sit there, I receive several texts already and what's going on with the animals or every place that they are located. It is received by our RT guy and transmitted to the persons in charge or whoever is concerned. If it is health concerns or nutrition or milk or breeding, it's immediately transmitted. 24 hours, our AI technicians are available and goes to the site, making sure that we can reduce the calving period for 15 months, being buffalo with a longer calving period. The calving interval, we hope to reduce it by 15 months. Right now, I think it's going average of 2 years to 3 years. So we do not have a university or school in the country that offer dairy as a college course. So it's we need to put up our own institute, and the training modules are the usual stuff that We learn from the bright minds of what the people here in this forum. Organization of the Parliament, cooperative governance, forage and pasture management, nutrition and health, lactation, calf rearing management, milk production and hygiene, breeding management, disease control and prevention, animal register and recording, and financial literacy. And because half of our beneficiaries do not know how to read or write, we have to bring, and they're poor, we have to bring the school right at the doorsteps of the farmers. And that's where we have the school. We have a interactive sharing, a sharing of experiences among them, not knowing that the farmers already are attending seminars. We bring along with us experts on whatever specific focus of discussion will be. Every time we go, every week we go to the farm, to the farmers. And these are some of the pictures that we do. These are the investors, some of the investors that that visits our place, visits their farmer partners. And we have a youth program. We always believe that there will be no success without a successor. Our farmers are not getting incentives from becoming farmers because of the focus of the government in rice production or rice efficiency. We feel that rice, being a political commodity, will not give really a good incentive for the farmer. And so our farmers now are leaving the farms and becoming overseas workers and going to Manila and being informal settlers. The average age now of the Filipino farmers is 57 years old. In the next decade or two, there will be no more farmers producing land, producing food for our country. So it needs that we develop the youth, especially the sons and the children of our dairy farmers, to participate in the dairy program, the takers of the calf, in the calf rearing program, and we pay them for taking care of the calf and producing the forage, and we pay them for supplying the forage to us. And they also undertake regular seminars. The youth program, which is the future of our program, without which we have to strengthen them for continuity. You see, we have the farmers' income benchmark. From this slide, you'll notice that the educational attainment of our farmers, 80% of them have not finished high school. And 50% of them, of this that finished high school, do not know how to read or write. The 80% also, or 70%, sorry, 70% are receiving an income, generating income below the poverty level. And they have, and 97% of them do not have land of more than 3 hectares. So the average land area is 1.7 hectares. So this, each farmer families have a balance sheet that we have done, and each one of the families have a business plan. Next month, we will be conducting another survey to find out what happened to the balance sheet. If the assets of the farmer increases, then I think we are succeeding. That's how we evaluate. We have set the benchmark, and starting next month, starting last year, and next month, we'll be surveying, conducting the survey to find out what happened, if what we have done really have some impact on the farmers. And perhaps making adjustments to the business plan, taking, as I said, the dairy as the core and the center of the business, going to other businesses. We have also the breeding program. We get our semen from the Philippine Carabao Center, which is a huge center established for the buffalo. We also get our semen from the National Dairy Authority. And the handicap that we have is we do not have a national animal registry, which has been clamoring to be set up to be able to record the good performing and weed out those not good performing. Thank you very much for your time.